Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday to you guys. I am literally sitting in Ava Baby's swim practice, and I've got 15 to 20 to 30 minutes here. And you guys know what I always tell you: you have time to start a business and to run a business. You just have to utilize your time. So I'm utilizing my time here today by I want to answer a couple of questions that I got emailed to me yesterday. Good morning, Vicki. Vicky Sylvie, my favorite person. I'm glad you're here. Okay, and listen, when you come on, if you just say hello, because Facebook has been a little wonky. Listen, if you follow my Instagram stories, Instagram has been a little wonky too. They're both, owned by the same people, and Instagram has been a little bit crazy and going a little sideways also. So it just is what it is. You know what? Social media is still the best thing that's ever happened to small business owners. We're going to deal with it, even if it's, kind of cray-cray. Hi, Kimberly. Hi, Margaret. Hey, Rachel. All right. So, number one, I get emails a lot. I love your emails. Thank you guys, first of all, for emailing me. And so, whenever I see kind of the same question come up, time and time again, it's like ding, 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 ding. This is something I can do a Facebook Live about and try to bless some of you and encourage some of you. So one of the questions I get frequently is, how do you know when it's time to hire help in your small business? All right. And I have a couple of answers, or the answer is kind of twofold. But number one, the fact that you're asking already means that you know that you should be hiring help. Okay. So it's kind of like that question. I had a sweet young mama ask me a while back. I was a guest on her podcast, and she said, how do you know when you're done having kids or when you still want more? And I said, oh, sweet baby, if you're still thinking that you're not sure, then you're not done. Does that make sense? Because the ones that are done having kids are like, oh, I am so through with children. I am not birthing, anymore. Tapped out here. We've got our hands full. But the ones who are like, that they still, they've got more babies in them. Okay, so it's the same thing with business. If you're already thinking, when is it time? I wish I could get better lighting for you guys. Oh, maybe that's better. When is it time to hire help? If it's even on your radar, then it's time to hire help. Okay. So most of the time when you're saying, when is it time to hire help? What your actual question is how do I go about finding help? That's what your question is. Okay. And so I tell all the women in my coaching group who are in my inner circle, start with your own Facebook page. Okay. Not necessarily your personal one, but I always put it on my business page. I feel like my eyes are sideways. I have cheap glasses, and so they get bent. And then my face looks crooked. I look like I'm like this. So start by doing a now hiring graphic. Don't steal a graphic, okay? Be a big girl and go to Big Stock and actually buy it, because you don't steal graphics off the internet, or you're going to get tapped on the shoulder and you're going to get in trouble, okay? So we're not stealers. Go to Big Stock, buy yourself a graphic that says now hiring, okay? Put it on your page. This is the thing. You guys know I say this to you all the time, but it is so the truth. Hey, thank you guys for sharing this. I appreciate it. Amy Murray, honey, I'll hook you up with a VA. You just send me an email today. You're my girl right here, one of my VIP girls. So I'll hook you up with a VA. I've actually hired a new VA to help me with Pinterest, as a matter of fact, just this week. So I'm super excited. For those of you who need some Pinterest help, you need to get in my inner circle ASAP. ASAP, because you're going to get free training all about Pinterest this month. Okay, but anyway, I'm getting sidetracked, and now I'm like a squirrel. What was we talking about? We were talking about hiring help. Oh, okay. So you put a graphic on your Facebook page and you say now hiring for help. The thing that I always say is people get all freaked out because they're like, what if it doesn't work out? What if I don't like the person that I hire? What if she's crappy? What if she steals my ideas and then she goes and does her own thing? Okay. So first of all, somebody say it with me here. Very few things are permanent on this side of heaven. Am I right? Come on, say it with me now. Very few things are permanent on this side of heaven. Hiring an assistant, hiring a VA, hiring help is not permanent. So if you make a knucklehead mistake and you hire somebody who turns out to be a moron, you just unhire them. You just unhire them. Like the lighting's bad. So, sometimes we make it into this big thing and we've got a stomach ache. Oh, thank you guys for sharing this. Bless you. Thanks, Robin. Robin's one of my girls in my coaching group as well, who makes the cute, sassy pillows that I have on my sofa with the cute words on them. Okay, so don't get so caught up in what if this is a bad decision that you don't make a decision. Hire someone. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. You're going to learn a ton. You're going to learn what you should have hired somebody for. Make sure that you just put the idea out there that this is what I think your responsibilities are going to be. I think I'm going to have you handle the mailing, and I think I'm going to have you handle my emails, and I think I'm going to have you find good content for me to share on Pinterest, and I think I'm going to have you do, X, Y, Z. But just know that this could change. Also, I think I'm going to hire you for about 10 hours a week, which is what I thought I was going to be hiring my assistant, Vicky, who's on here, several years ago. And Vicky is 30, 40 hours a week. You know what I mean? So things change and they evolve, and that's okay. What you want to find is, write this down. Write this down. Oh, Leslie Fear, I'm so glad that you've caught up on all of my lives and my trainings. Thank you. Write this down, though. You don't want to hire your mini-me, okay? Creative people. Write that down. When you're hiring help for your business, it's not for you to duplicate yourself, okay? What you want is you want to hire someone who is the peanut butter to your jelly, who is the mac to your cheese, okay? Who complements you in business, but who has different strengths than you. So when I was looking for an assistant, for instance, I did not, I got 91, I think, applications is what we got. I'd have to ask Vicki, she was on here. And anybody who even remotely said, oh, I'm so creative, I love to paint, I want to learn how to do what you do, crossed all those people off. No, I'm not looking for me. I'm a hot freaking mess over here. I need the opposite of me. I need somebody to keep me straight. You know what I mean? So when you're hiring for help, be really clear of what it is that you want, and don't feel bad about, okay, this person's not going to work because, they have too many other irons in the fire. And if you're a person who requires, how do I say this sweetly? Who requires somebody that can help you, and you're like me, like a hot mess, it's okay to be honest about that. When I hired Vicky, I had to let her know, I need you to know that I fly by the seat of my pants half of the time. I will forget every appointment on my calendar if you don't help me. I need, there's going to be times when I text you at 9 o'clock in the morning. There's going to be times when I text you at 9 o'clock at night, and I'll try to keep really good boundaries. But if any of that is like not okay with you, then we're probably not a good match. Important stuff up front. Okay, so hire some help that can help you. Okay, your hot mess expresses. Oh, thank you, Lisa. I got my hair's done yesterday. She scolded me. If you guys follow me on my Instagram stories, you know that I dyed my own roots like last week, and she scolded me in a loving way, but she's like, don't do that again, baby girl. I'm like, okay, I won't. Just because we were scared my hair was gonna fall out. So anyway, hire yourself some help. If you're even remotely considering it, then you already need it. You probably needed it yesterday. For those of you who have filled out the survey that was on my website, and sorry, sniffles, allergies. I guess I could take these off. For those of you who have filled out the survey about what I can help you with most in your small business, and if you haven't filled that out, go to themagicbrushinc.com/survey. Leslie Fear, you're in here and you're in my inner circle, or Dion Woods, you are too, if you would write that in there for some people. Dang it. Another pair of glasses bites the dust. But a lot of you said to me in your responses, I feel like a hamster on the wheel, okay? Hamster on the wheel is code for I'm trying to juggle way too many things in my business, and I need help sorting out which items I can pitch and which need to stay here, okay? For those of you who feel like you're a hamster on the wheel, hire some help. Hire some help, all right? Remember, it's not a permanent decision. You're not marrying your help, okay? So it's not like you're going to need a divorce if it doesn't work out. Hire some help, and there's freedom in that, and it will help you alleviate that hamster on a wheel feeling, okay? All right, second question that I get over and over on that survey, and a lot of the people who are on my waiting list for the course that I'm launching, it launches for those of you who are on that waiting list 2 weeks from Monday. And I'm only allowing 25 people in because it's my beta launch for this course, and it doesn't officially launch until September, but we're launching just a small group of 25 people in 2 weeks. If you're on the waiting list, you know what I'm talking about. But the other question that you guys had was, a lot of you are wondering what to do with the Debbie Downers in your world, and the lack of support from people close to you who think that you should continue working a job with a 401k and with PDOs and all that jazz, okay? And so I have kind of a two-sided answer to that. So let me tell you this first of all. I did get an email yesterday. I'm looking for a Kleenex. Hang tight, guys. Okay, I need allergy help. I got an email yesterday actually from a husband who has an unsupportive wife. Okay, so that is one situation, all right? If you have a spouse that is just adamant against you starting your own business or something, I would not advise you to, okay? Because the Bible says that where there is unity, there is a commanded blessing, okay? When mama and daddy aren't in unity, everything else, everything else is just Willy Wonka world, okay? And so you want God's hand of blessing on a business that you're doing, on a business decision. Jason, Mr. Magic, he's my business covering. So he's the one that's praying for me. He's the one that's also saying, girlfriend, you can do this. You know, he's the one giving me his blessings, going to conferences and different speaking things. So you want your spouse to be giving you that kind of support. If they're not giving you that kind of support, there are some reasons. And my advice to you is not to go full speed ahead completely against a spouse who is adamant against your business. My advice to you is go get some marriage counseling. For real. Marriage counseling has saved our marriage like 3 times. For real. For real. And so go get some marriage counseling. So that's one situation. The other situation is, what about the Debbie Downers in our world? People like, you know, my mother who doesn't support my business, my sister who says this is only going to be a hobby, it's never going to pay you like a business. Okay, that's something different. When you have friends and family who don't understand your vision, it's very difficult for them to give you, you know, the full thumbs up. And a lot of times, you guys, seriously, they mean well. They mean well. I don't know what that link is, Dion. Oh, you know what? That's for my business page. If they're looking for the survey, it's themagicbrushinc.com/survey. If they're looking to get on that waiting list, it's themagicbrushinc.com Creators Roadmap. No, it's not. I'm a liar. Hold tight. It's creatorsroadmap.com because we bought a URL. Not me. People smarter than me. So creatorsroadmap.com, and that's the waiting list. And you're not buying anything, by the way. You're just getting on the waiting list for me to pick 25 people from. So anyhow, sometimes we creative people have all these ideas. Okay, we're passionate people. How many of you on here consider yourself a creative? All right, how many of you on here consider yourself very passionate? So baby, when you're in, you're all in. You're all in. When you find a dresser that you're about to paint, you're up until stinking midnight painting that thing. Like, you are committed. When you find a shirt you love, you're all about that color. You are so passionate about it. Like, love it, telling everybody about it. Okay, it's awesome that you want to tell everybody about your business, but you have to guard some of that, and I'm going to tell you why. There are people who love you who see warning, and while wisdom is acknowledging what they're saying, you know, and doing some weighing, at the end of the day, your future is your responsibility. All right, and here's the analogy that I always want to use, and it's not an analogy, this is the honest to goodness truth. God has deposited talents and responsibilities to you here on earth. He fully expects you to walk them out, okay? And so when you and I get to heaven someday, and God says, Jennifer, I fully expected you to encourage other women in their business. Why were you disobedient? And I answer with a flimsy answer like, well, Lord, I was afraid of what my sister-in-law would think about me, or my neighbor said it wasn't a good idea, or my mom, you know, said that I needed to stay at my day job where I had a 401k and PDOs. Like, think of how that's going to fly. That's not going to fly. So while there's well-meaning people over here who are trying to steer you the best they know how because they love you, it's your responsibility to go, you know what, thank you for that. And then la, 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 just like you're a kindergartner. La, 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 and continue on, okay? And then be wise enough to know, okay, I love those people, and I love talking to them about the movies, and I love talking to them about makeup, and I love talking to them about kids, but I can't talk to them about business. Can't talk to them about business, because I'm going to tell you why. And I told you guys this the other day on a Facebook Live. Thank you guys for sharing this. Michelle Joy, you're my favorite today for sharing this with me. If you email me, Michelle, at themagicbrushinc.com, info@themagicbrushinc.com, I'll have a gift for you. And so, you know, the battlefield of the mind right here is where 80% of your business is at. And most of the time, you're going to be scared in your business. I am too. Most of the time, you're going to feel like crap in your pants, sucking your thumb in a corner, thinking you're not smart enough for this stuff. Me too. Okay, you're in really good company. You've got enough to worry about with your own head game without listening to the chatter of those who are around you. That looks like a puppet. It looks like a puppet off of, not Sesame Street, but one of those morning shows that my kid used to watch. So you've got enough of your own head chatter that you have to get past, that it's hard enough that you don't need well-intentioned friends and family also being total Debbie Downers. And I'm sorry for anybody named Debbie on here that I'm using your name in vain. You don't need them shooting holes in your stuff. Sometimes it comes from a position of they want to help you. Other times it comes from a position of they missed their own dreamboat, and you know, there's some manipulation there, and they, you know, or don't want to see other people successful. Sometimes it's just that they don't understand, and so grace to them. So take what they say with a grain of salt, and then you continue on the path that you have before you. It's your responsibility. It's your responsibility. Brandy wants to hang out with me for a day. Brandy, you can. Did you know, if you were in my inner circle, if you're in my coaching program, which is $47 a month, Brandy, come on now. That's one meal for 4 at Applebee's. That I have a 2-day event in Kansas City in October, but it's only for the women that are in my coaching group. And you get to hang out with me for a full 2 days. Come. Let me see here. I just missed some stuff. Robin says, I just described you. Does that mean that you've got some non-supportive people? And if that's the case, I'm so sorry. You know, sometimes they know not what they do, and you just have to give them a lot of grace and a lot of forgiveness and move right along, and then make a mental note. Okay, I'm not going to talk to them about my business again. Yeah, no, no. Let's see. Nicole says, you figured it out, right? Every business owner does. And, you know, the truth is, a lot of my friends and family, they don't even know exactly what I do, and that's okay. That's okay. And it's okay that, how do I say this nicely? Let's see. They don't have to know everything about your business. Does that make sense? Like, get in a business group to talk about your business. Your friends and family, your closest friends and family, they're not your clients anyway. They're not the ones you're going to be marketing to. They've worked a 9-to-5 job for 30 years. They don't get being a self-employed entrepreneur, and it's okay. They can't. I was telling my husband the other day, it's just like I have a couple family members who've lost people very, very close to them, you know, children, spouses. Well, I can say all the sweet things I want to. The truth is, I can't know. Like, I haven't been in their shoes. So even though I want to be really supportive, I just find myself feeling dumb, you know, because I'm like, I love you. I'm here for you. I mean, what else can you say? I haven't been there. I don't get it. So while I'm not comparing being an entrepreneur to losing a family member, it's a decent analogy, because people that have never owned their own business, they do not get it. Okay? For some reason, they think a lot of us are sitting at home and we're eating bonbons, and they don't realize you're working on taxes until 3 o'clock in the morning. Does that make sense? They don't understand that you have way more people problems than what you're letting on, because anytime you have a business and you have people working for you, there's instinctively people problems. Now, they don't understand that you've got people online who are haters, who are making negative comments. It's very easy for them to say, oh, you know, just get past it. Well, they've never had anybody say one negative thing on their Facebook profile because they don't have a business page. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, they just can't get it, and it's okay. And you just got to give them grace and move right along. Lane, I belong to a little private group on Facebook called Sweet Tea Boutique, and it came from there, from my friend Stacy. Let's see. Nikki says, when you get a bunch of people questioning what you're doing or the direction you're going, it makes you go over things in your mind, trying to justify, and you don't need to justify. You don't need to justify. Caitlin says, I hear that you're coming to Birmingham in the fall. Yes, I am. I'm speaking in Huntsville, Alabama. Caitlin, send me a message to info@themagicbrushinc.com. Hang on, I'll tell you what the name of the conference is. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, menopause. Starts with the letter B. It's 5 or 6 letters long. I can picture it in my head. Email me. I'll get right back with you. I'll remember it as soon as I hit end on the end thing here. But yes, I am speaking in Huntsville. Thank you, Trish. Booth, the Booth Conference. I'm sitting here going, it starts with a B. It's 5 or 6 letters long. Thank you. It's the Booth Conference. And Trish Gleason is on here. I'm betting if you message Trish, or Trish, you know what, sweet girl, just put the link in here. Just put the link in here. And that's the conference that I'm speaking at in the fall. And I'd love to meet you there. Michelle says I should come to Colorado. I was in Colorado 2 years ago for vacation. Colorado is the state that I would move to based on the beautiful scenery, not based on other things, but Colorado, let me just clarify, is the state I would move to if I had to leave my home right now. I love Colorado. It's beautiful. Beautiful. No, Patricia, it's the booth conference. Thank you. You're welcome, Amanda. What other questions did I miss here? If let's see. Yes, Brandy, people problems do make you a better person, and they make you a better leader. And they make you a better leader, manager, etc. All of those things, but people problems can be painful. So yes, you're welcome, Trish. Absolutely. All right, I've got time for 1 or 2 more questions here. Let's see. Am I coming to Arkansas? No. Where am I going? I have a really full travel schedule coming up. I'm going to Toronto. I'm going to Mexico for a missions trip this weekend. Then we're vacationing in July. Hang on here. Let me think of my whole schedule. I'm going to Orange County this fall. I'm going to Huntsville this fall. I'm going to Nashville. That's where those are the trips that I've got on the conference schedule. Am I doing a conference for people who are vendors? Michelle, the booth conference is people who are vendors. If you are in my inner circle, we have a conference here in Kansas City in October, and we are talking to people who have booths. We're actually having the event in a store that has booths. So, nope, not coming to Texas anytime soon. And I love going to Florida, just a vacation, baby. So, all right, bless you guys. Why are you crying, Sheila? Don't cry, baby girl. Don't cry. For those of you who asked about my coaching program, it's at themagicbrushinc.com/inner-circle. We are working a lot this month. I'll have a training video in the group next week for everybody on Instagram and Pinterest. And if you join the group this month, you actually, I haven't ran this by my team yet. So Vicki, I know you're on here. Vicki's going to crap when I say this. I'm going to give everybody my Pinterest training for free. And it's a $77 training. It's 4 hours long. And so if you join my inner circle this month, you're going to get my Pinterest training for free. So Vicki, I'm sorry that I'm announcing that on a Facebook Live. And now you're going to have to manage that. I'm so sorry. Vicki's like, what does this girl do? So, all right. Oh, Trish, thank you for saying my coaching is amazing. I do my very best to encourage these women because I'm telling you, half the battle is, well, Jennifer, what should I make for an opt-in? What do I need on my website? How do I get 40,000 people on my email list? How do I build my social media? That's half the battle. But more than half the battle is here. More than half the battle is here. And so when you can belong to a group of women who help you get this right, the other things just follow. Does that make sense? It doesn't matter if you have the best opt-in in the world. Doesn't matter if you have the most amazing website. Does not matter if you can paint like a ninja. If you're like the Edward Scissorhands of painting. If you are like Picasso on a buffet, baby. None of that matters in terms of your business if you can't get this right, because you're never going to be able to sell it. You're never going to be able to sell it. And so it's the battlefield of the mind that is shown up in our business every single day. So come and vacation. You know what, Anne, that's so funny because one of the girls, Clara, in my coaching group, Clara Nicole, was asking me the other day why I don't plan a retreat that's not in Kansas City. I'm telling you, sorry. I'm like coughing, sniffling, everything else with my allergies. And I was telling her that about 3 years ago, we tried to do a retreat in Jamaica, just a vacation with me type of retreat. And we had like 6 people sign up. I think Robin is even on here, and she was one of the people that was going to go to Jamaica with us. But we had to have 10 to get the blocker room, so we ended up canceling that, but that was 3 years ago. And so I know that a friend of mine has recently had a retreat for the people that she coaches in Cancun. And I'm like, So I'm thinking, but I will tell you that I will always open it up to the women that I coach every single month first, because they've actually invested time and finances and effort and energy in learning what I'm teaching and then trying to execute it in their business. And so they always are going to have my first priority just because that's the way it should be. So Yes, Kayla, we had people who joined my group this week. We had a real estate agent. We've got people in there who sell dog products. What else? We have a whole bunch of people we have a couple people that are techie in the group. We had several people this week join. We have an author, so that's kind of creative, but we have several people who don't have creative businesses. No, Sharon, it's not just for painters or all crafts. It's for anybody that has a creative business that needs to make it grow. The whole premise of my coaching program is this: to grow your business so that you can make money online, so you can make money while you sleep. Because the truth is, you love crafting and painting right now, Sharon, but in 5 years, you're going to be like, oh, for the love of all things holy, if I have to paint another sign, I'm just going to shoot myself in the foot. Okay? And the reason that I'm able to shut off my business for the next 8 days and go to Mexico on a missions trip is because I've set my business up so that I'm making recurring income every month, so that I'm making money off affiliate marketing, so I'm making money off sponsored videos, so I'm making money off of ads on my website. Like, there's a lot of ways you can make money online so that you're actually getting paid for your business when you're not crafting or painting. And that's true freedom. You know, the reason most of us start our own business is because we want freedom. We want freedom financially, and we want freedom in terms of time. We also have a passion that we absolutely love, whatever it is that we make or what have you, and that's fine and dandy. But here's what you will find, and here's what most people who don't own their own business don't understand. And I see my baby girl, she's almost to the top of getting her picture taken. Most people think when you start at your own business that you take every Friday off. They think, oh, you can go out to lunch, a couple times a week. They think, oh, she's able to take off every Friday and go get a massage. They're able, they think that when you own your own business that suddenly you have like all this free time. And that's actually not the truth in the beginning. It has taken me 3.5 to 4 years to get my business to a place where I'm now able to work less hours than what I did when I was in the field, just because I have things set up in place in my business so my business doesn't require me every second of the day. Now that's true freedom. That's true freedom. Lynn, you are a cake maker, artist in the UK. First of all, we've got people in Ireland and in Australia in my group, so come on in. Also, we have one of the most talented cookie makers I have ever seen in my life. April's in here on this call, I believe, who's in the group. And you can learn a ton from both my training and just watching other people in the group. The problem with a lot of people is that you're like, well, would it work? Would it work for me? And I'm going to go right back to what I said earlier, and I say this with every ounce of love in my heart. This is not a permanent decision, my friends. I don't know if it'll work for you. Will you get in the group and will you actually watch the training videos? Will you actually, implement what I suggest that you do? Will you be a part of the community, and will you both give answers while other people are giving you answers? If so, then it'll absolutely work for you. And if it doesn't, then quit. Like, it's crazy to me. I'm like, people are pondering $47 answers. And I hired a coach once. I thought about it overnight and hired a coach for, I won't even tell you guys how much money, because then you're just going to freak out on me. But I don't overthink my decisions. I don't overthink $47 decisions. Your future depends on you not overthinking $47 decisions. So, TB, yay, I've seen you comment on 1 million of these, so I'm so glad you're going to take the plunge. Get in the group today. You're going to be able to have access to a video from Wednesday where I brought a $1 million sales coach who's been on the Steve Harvey show. Her and I did a Facebook Live together in the group talking about why we as women are wimpy when it comes to selling. We're wimpy when we send out emails. We're wimpy when somebody's looking on our paid buffet and they're like, well, you take $300 and you have $700 on it. So I interviewed her in the group, and so that's in there. You'll get my training next week while I'm in Mexico about Pinterest and Instagram, and you're also going to get my free Pinterest training this month. And Vicki, I love you and I'm sorry. Dawn, we have tons of resale shop owners in there. Tons. Come on in. So bless you guys. Listen, so I leave for Mexico tomorrow. I know the area that we're going to. They have said that oh, is that my baby Ava getting her picture taken? It is. Okay, I'm waving at her. But they've said the internet service is sketchy. So I have scheduled things to be on my Facebook page for the 8 days that I'm gone, you know, just projects and things like that. But if you will do me a favor, and if you will comment on things while I'm gone in the next week, if I can go live, I will. If I can do Instagram stories, I will. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, go over there, because they're just little 15-second clips, you know what I mean? And obviously I'm going to need to temper focusing on why I am in Mexico City and what I'm doing there, and making sure that the stuff that I go live about and share is appropriate. But I'd love to bring some of you along for the ride. I have been a believer since I was 16 years old, never gone on a missions trip. And it's high time I did. And I'm so excited because I'm taking my 16-year-old son. This was his idea. And he's not 16, he's 15. So I'll be with him for 8 straight days. Oh, Lord have mercy. With very limited internet service. Oh, Lord have mercy. I've never been away from Mr. Magic for 8 days. I've never been away from my other kids for 8 days. I've never been away from my business totally for 8 days. So this is going to be a different experience. So thank you guys. Bless you. Laura said, sign up. You're getting your first affiliate check this month. Whoop, whoop, whoop. That's awesome. That is awesome. I had a great month in affiliates last month. I think I made over $5,000 on affiliate sales last month. It's so possible, but you have to start like you did, Laura. Start somewhere. I give you lots of tips on that sort of thing. So bless you guys. I know, Erin, I can't wait. I can't wait to go. I know it'll change me more than it'll change anybody else. So thank you for saying that. Bless you. Somebody put the link in here for my inner circle, and I'll come in and do a link here in a minute too. Okay, bless you guys. We'll talk soon. And I know you guys want me to do my Friday favorites before I leave today. Look, I'm a hot mess when it comes to packing. I told you guys yesterday, one time I forgot underwear and had to buy underwear at a hardware store. One time I went on a ski trip and forgot ski pants and ski gloves. Like, it's no lie. I'm really bad at packing. I think in heaven, I think I'll have a packer. I think I'll have a packer. I think I'll have somebody that does that for me. It's going to be so amazing. So if I can get my packing life in order tonight, I'll go live and do my Friday favorites, okay? All right, bless you guys. Bye-bye.